I bought that brand new in the late 1990s. I bought one for 4 meters and one for 2 meters, and I bought the right models from the start, so they haven't had to be converted, they just haven't to be programmed up, and they've had to be, of course, tuned for optimum performance. And this afternoon, I've not been inside that radio, except to do one reprogramming last year, because I needed a channel change.
20 Jeff, 20 FKC's come up to the end of the lane.
Roger, got you at the end of the lane. So Mr. Chippy is on a quarter wave aerial, so it's just a 5.5 inch aerial, and like we did the PMR 446 half watt sets, it's only the same length of aerial, but it's a properly fitted aerial into the body of the car in the centre of the roof, and it's with industrial grade 6mm cable. So it looks like RG58, but it's a much better grade, and it's suitable for 1 gig upwards. So that is tuned, and I've checked it that the power is 5 watts, because we normally have this radio at 25 watts. It's got a 45 watt capability. We normally have it 25, so we're not thrashing it. And today it's set for 5 watts. And the receive, it was 12 decibel SINAD with 0.3. Roger, got you at Ancaster service station with mobile flutter over. So the proof of this, the idea behind this is to see what 5 watts of the similar frequency to PMR 446 does, which of course is a half watt service, and this of course can be done with an entry level license. Roger, got you at Ancaster Crossroads. So we're doing similar power to CB radio, aren't we? That's the plan. But of course he's only got a 5.5 inch aerial on his car. Now the aerial here is a 555/8 space station aerial. It's a Moonraker one, and it actually works better than our Diamond one, which we also have. It's on 20 meters of industrial grade, once again 10mm cable, so it's like RG8, but it's much higher grade. So we've got a lot of cable for UHF. Roger, got you at the top of the hill. So today we're on channel SU22, which is 433.55 megs. And I was trying to say when he wasn't talking is you could of course do 10 watts on a foundation license, and we're doing half that power on, I've got a full license, so I'm allowed 400 watts, and Mr. T's got an intermediate license, so he's allowed 50 watts. But we're doing it on 5 watts, so it's a similar demonstration to CB, unlike the 4 meter one we did, and the 2 meter one which we're subsequently going to do. Alright, Tango 20 watts on G0 OJF, together on call sign there. G0 OJF 2E0 FKC. I've got you at scratchy corner, but I've had to adjust the squelch over. Now that was unreadable at scratchy corner, so hopefully it'll come out the other side a bit better. G0 OGF, 2E0 FKC. Is that you at Wilsford level crossing over? Roger, got you at Wilsford level crossing. So again, I did have to just pop the squelch down a fraction when I saw it open. Normally, he will use a 555/8 aerial on the car, and we'll get vastly improved performance. But this was to do it with a quarter wave aerial, so it was comparable with what we did with the PMR 446. I've spoken to him he's been on 45 watts and I've been on 40. G0 Jeff, is that you at Kelby over? We've spoken from about what? think the maximum we've had is about 65 miles, and that's using this aerial and the 555/8 on his car, because he lives at Bradford when he's not stuck here on lockdown, and he'll call down. But normally, of course, we're working through a repeater. G0OJF 20FKC, is that the Kelby turnover? Right, that sounds like you're the next one on then, over. Right, so just about got what you said there. On your return trip, it might be sensible for you to put the 555/8 aerial on and demonstrate it with that aerial if that's possible. Haven't you got the aerial with you, over? Yeah, see, I'm not able to have a conversation with him. I'm just not getting enough words. So I think he's at Grayleys, which is our 4 mile point. And remember, this is a difficult terrain for radio route. G0OJF 20FKC. I don't know whether you can think of a better spot to talk to me from, over. So I think the thing to do is to run the test again, but to swap his quarter wave aerial for the 555/8 aerial, and then we'll see what the difference is again staying at 5 watts. So this is now his return journey, and he's gone from a homemade quarter wave to commercial quarter wave. G0OJF, what's your location, over? Okay, roger on that. Right, well, you are readable at that 6 mile point. So, right, if you come back your normal way and tell me where you are in the normal places, over. Okay, well, he was readable, and about as readable as he would be on a CB radio, to be quite honest, because UHF is absorbed by trees, so it's not. We get on very well with UHF, but we're always using repeater. G0OJF, that's the Grayleys turn, over. Not helped by dirty volume control. It's what comes of having radios on the shelf for 20 years. Roger, got you at the Kelby turnover. Roger, got you going over Wilsford level crossing. Next one is going to be Scratchy Corner. Roger, got you at Scratchy Corner, Wilsford, over. That was a bit more, considerably more readable this time round, with that commercial area instead of his homemade one, I'm sorry to say.
KC, now I'm just going over the top of the hill, go back down in towards Ancaster.
G0 Jeff, got you loud and clear, top of the hill. Yeah, we're back there now. Now remember, he's still on a 5.5 inch aerial. If we've got time tomorrow, I'm going to get him to repeat the trip one way with the 555/8 aerial, because it'll be a considerable difference.
30 FKC, just going through Ancaster crossroads.
Roger, got you at Ancaster crossroads.
Service station.
Roger, got you at that, and the test can end at that point, thank you.
Yep, roger that, no problem. 20 FKC clear, 73.
G0 Jeff clear. Okay, so pretty abysmal going out with his homemade quarter wave aerial, and then coming back he was readable at each of the points. Sorry about the volume control, because that second one, it was entirely the volume control's fault. It was readable. On the Grayleys point. But it's not as clear as what a CB radio is at the same kind of power. But you have to bear in mind that at UHF the quarter wave is only 5.5 inches long. And this is one of the problems. And this is a difficult terrain for radio test route. That's why we have it. So if we can get him to use a 555/8 aerial tomorrow, I think we'll see some totally different results. But tomorrow is also Sunday, and apart from 2 church services, I want to fit in a repair video. And I seem to think it's another PT40, and I think it's the Viper 88. So that's 70 SEMS amateur radio at 5 watts with a quarter wave aerial. Right, so the next day, we're now on Sunday, the third test we're going to do is, now the radios are still 5 watts, but Mr. Chippy has changed to a 555/8 aerial on the car. So remember, the first test was a homemade quarter wave, the second test was with a commercially available quarter wave, which is quite a fat aerial. They go by a rude name, but they're quite a fat aerial. Probably about as fat as that service oil can. And now he's moved to a 555/8, so we should see quite a terrific difference. G0 OGF 20 FKC over.
G0 OGF, go ahead.
Right, Roger, we're recording now, and I think you're at the end of the lane over.
Yeah, roger that, come up to the end of the lane.
Roger.
20 FKC, just passing Ancaster.
Roger, got you at Ancaster service station. I was going to say, built into the sentence, and there's still surface noise even with the 555/8s. So there you go, 2/3 of a mile, got you at Ancaster petrol station.
Roger that. Well, we're still on 5 watts, but I'm pretty sure we'll get better rates than with the previous aerial.
Oh yeah, of course we're still on 5 watts, and my mind's going a test ahead. We're going to 10 watts, aren't we? Right, so by the time I've said this to you, probably at Ancaster crossroads.
Yeah, roger. Passing to Ancaster crossroads now.
Roger, G0 OGF.
FKC, top of the hill.
Roger, and that got you at the top of hill. I can't speak this evening. Got you at the top of the hill, G0 OGF. So next call is Scratchy Corner. Roger, got you going round Scratchy Corner at Wilsford, over. Yeah, that was better. It's still not 100%, but it's better. It's still 5 watts, but on the 555/8 aerial, remember. Roger, got you scratchily going over Wilsford level crossing. I was adjusting the squelch over. Roger, got you going over scratchy Kelby level crossing over. That was barely readable. And that's the 4 mile point. Roger, got you at the Greyleys turn, and that was about as good as we normally get on CB over. Wasn't then though. Right, Roger, got you at Roresby level crossing. Just as another demonstration, have you got the repeater programmed into your radio over? If that was a yes, can you just go onto the repeater and we'll demonstrate that? So we're still at the same power levels over. So we're going to go through the GB3GR repeater, which is 7 miles from me and about 9 miles from Mr. Chippy. But of course it's high up on a hill. G0 OGF 2E0 FKC over. G0 OGF 2E0 FKC over.
G0 OGF receiving.
Now you see that's absolutely loud and clear on the same setup but through the repeater, even though we're communicating at a greater distance, each of us. I'm having to transmit about 7 miles and you're having to do probably a bit more to get to the repeater on that same power level over.
Roger that. I can confirm as well, it is on low power. I haven't changed it to low power because obviously GR didn't want us memories.
Oh right, Roger, and it remembers the power level on that radio, does it as well over?
Yeah, Roger, it does on the program channel. GR is one of them. On the other one, we're just actually been using the BFO, so it's whatever we set up last.
Roger on that. And I think when you were on a 10 watt license, what's the max? Did you ever manage to get in from Baildon 95 miles away over?
No, furthest we ever got was Barnsdale Bar on the A1, which is still 60 miles.
Yes, you see that's the big difference, isn't it? 60 miles on your 10 watt license is absolutely fantastic. Right, so let's go back to the simplex channel and we'll carry on with the demonstration, and I want you to change the power to 10 watts, so it's the legal limit for a watt sit over.
Okay, so you're steady. Yeah, Roger that. I'm just going to go get some petrol and do a little bit of shopping, because A, I need the petrol so I won't get back, and B, I need a little bit of shopping, then I'll call you on the repeat and we're ready to go.
Roger, I'll keep on this channel then, 73s.
Yeah, Roger.
So there we are, that's repeater operation. Absolutely fantastic. Now 95% of my radio activity is on UHF 77s. So the fact we're getting really crummy results on the 3 tests so far, you know, it's not what we normally end up doing. But this is a difficult terrain route. This is why it's been chosen. We sat down together some years ago and we worked out a really ropey route for testing the CB radios. And of course it's interesting when it's UHF, because all those trees and the cuttings through the rock make a huge difference to UHF. So it isn't suitable for what we're doing. Now when we did the 4 metre test, it was very good, and we're subsequently going to do a 2 metre test probably next week. So he's going to call me back on there, and then we'll go back to record, and he will have changed his power to 10 watts. So it's demonstrating the legal limit for an entry-level amateur radio licence in the UK.
Roger G0, just want a QSY2 550 then.
Yeah, 550 gone. So that's channel 3 on this set. There's a list on the top what this program with. So it's on 10 watts now, which is the legal limit if it was a entry class. I forgot what they call that. G0 OJF 2E0 FKC over.
FKC mobile returning, yeah, I'm what's now for everything.
Okay, so in the same position. I'm trying to remember what the first level of license is called in this country over. Thank you, foundation license. Okay, so I'll be ready to hear you at your different points over. Right, so he's six.
Yeah, Roger that. We'll just go across Rossby level crossing.
Roger got you at Rossby level crossing. So he's coming back towards us. Roger got you at the Greyleys, turn G0 Jeff. Roger got you at the Kelby turn, and that was worse over. Doesn't like that one on UHF. Yeah, got you to over Wilsford at a level crossing over. So it's Scratchy Corner next. What will 10 watts do?
G0 OGF from 20 FKC mobile. Just around Scratchy Corner. Over.
Roger, that's excellent round Scratchy Corner. G0 OGF over.
FKC mobile, top of the hill.
Roger, well, I've got you at the top of the hill. And he probably says I should think so too. So that's the back to being, what, 2 miles away?
30 FKC at Ancaster crossroads.
Roger, well, we may as well call it a day at that point. There's no point in coming any closer with the test.
Yep, no problem. Right, 20 FKC mobile clear. I'll catch you shortly.
Roger, G0 Jeff out. Right, so when we did the PMR 446 demonstration the other week with the Midland GB1, which is the only legal half-watt PMR 446 mobile I'm aware of with its tethered antenna, on the second test we managed to get Scratchy Corner, although it was only a one-way conversation. So that's half a watt on a tethered aerial with, you don't know what kind of cable, because I don't know what kind of cable, and the magnetic aerial provided. Now those PMR 446 systems aren't there for long range, they're there for on-site services with walkie-talkies and things, so it does what it says on the tin. But we were just doing that just for our own curiosity. I knew other people would be interested too. So yesterday we did the 5 watt test with him going out there on 70 SEMS, which was little better than half a watt. Well, it was better, wasn't it? Because we got him further on. But so we did the half watt test. The 5 watt test. Then we had him come back with the commercially available quarter wave aerial, which is the thick one I mentioned, and it was better. And then today he's gone out still at 5 watts with the 555/8 aerial, and again it was a better again. Then we've done a little repeater demonstration at 5 watts, and then he's altered his power to 10 watts, and whilst he was doing his shopping I had this radio on the bench because I had to manually alter it to 10 watts. And of course it was readable nearly all the way back. But this is a difficult terrain for radio test. So that's why we do this, that's why it was chosen a few years ago. So I hope you enjoyed a 77s demonstration which shows that UHF in this rural environment where there's a lot of trees and a lot of dips on that route and a lot of cuttings into the rock, it doesn't work very well at all. But we use UHF nearly all the time, but we go through the repeater. So with that, I'll say 73s till next time. We've done this instead of the Viper 88. I think we've got a customer's repair tomorrow, and I'll slot the Viper 88 in at another time. So next time we do a ham radio one, I think it's going to be 2 meters. Now I've not used 2 meters very much, but it will work better than this does in this area. Thank you for watching.